All right, congratulations. If you've made it to this point, I hope that you have already written your 3 or 4 body paragraphs and you are ready to finish up your conclusion and you're in the home stretch here. So conclusion paragraphs, I think, give people the hardest time because by the time you get to the conclusion, you're exhausted, you are tired of writing, and you feel like you have nothing else to say. And so in this conclusion, follow this format and you will be good to go. I want you to first restate your thesis. So this should be, again, 1 to 2 sentences. Remember our friend the thesis up here at the end of the introduction paragraph. Notice I said restate, but I would like for you to not say it in verbatim. Like, don't just copy and paste it. It's nicer if you kind of put it in different words. If you have to leave it the same thing it is, okay, I'll live, but it's nicer if you restate it in a different way. So restate your thesis. I want you to summarize your main points that you made across the body paragraphs, and then finally offer some closing thoughts. Okay. My professors at Virginia Tech that I had for history would be rolling their eyes right now, but you know what? I think it's really nice to end a history essay at this level talking to us about, like, what are some lessons right now that we can take away from whatever the topic that you're talking about in this paper is. So what are the lessons we can learn today? This is the only part where you can use, it's okay to use I or me. That's the only part I will allow the first person. So you can say, like, I learned after my study of Bacon's Rebellion, this is how it's changed things for me. In the conclusion, I'm okay with hearing I and me, even though it's pretty informal. And that's it. So the summarizing your main points, keeping to true self, about 2 sentences. And then those closing thoughts can be anywhere from 1 to 3 sentences. That's it. You're done. That gets us through conclusions. And I guess while I'm on this one, to try to save myself from making extra videos, here are a few general pointers. Number 1, my main pet peeve. Avoid using I and me. It's just not academic, and it's something that I need to break in you. Have to break you of this when you're writing. It's okay. It's okay in a discussion forum because that's a different setting. But in papers, avoid using I and me. Other general pointers: make sure that you are using APA formatting. Also something that my history professors would kill me for because we use Chicago. So if you are a history major, use Chicago, because I want to prepare you to use that going forward. But I've seen, based on our class this semester, by and large, you guys are education majors. You guys use APA formatting in your papers. I want you to practice that same style. And so it is totally fine with me for you to use APA formatting. And if you aren't super confident in your ability to cite, my favorite place to get help with that is the Purdue Online Writing Lab, or the Purdue OWL. On Purdue OWL, you get a ton of excellent resources on how to cite in all different kinds of citing. But since we're doing APA, you've got it here. This gives you the general guidelines. I would like for you to have a title page. No abstract is necessary for this one. You do not need an abstract. And then make sure that when you're doing the evidence portions in your body paragraphs, that you do in-text citations. So it tells you how, just at the end of a quote, how to make that work. Whether you are quoting or where you're using paraphrasing. So that's how you're going to make sure you do it in the text. And then at the end of your paper, I should see a reference list that says references, not bibliography, not works cited, but references, because this is APA style. And this gives you all of the basic rules for that. All of the formatting, margins, make sure your font is right, everything like that. One of my favorite things to look at is just to look at that, the sample paper. Sometimes that's nice. Yes, the sample paper is really nice to look at because you can actually see, like, look, they gave you notations there on what that title page should look like. Again, you're not gonna worry about the abstract, and making sure that your margins look right, that typing is correct. I know it's very nitpicky, to be overly concerned about formatting, but I hope for some of you that you might wanna go on and, continue your studies at the graduate level one day, and they are just big time sticklers about sticking to style guides. So, we'll get used to it now so that you're ready if you need to do that. So you're going to use the Purdue OWL if you need to. Look at the sample papers, look at everything on there, make sure your APA formatting's right. And then finally, we are using Turnitin to check these for plagiarism. And if you have higher than 20%, I usually look into it to see what's going on. Now, to be fair, these things aren't perfect. If you have quotes, it's always going to say you're plagiarizing, even if you've cited correctly. So I understand that. But, copying and pasting without citation, without anything, is plagiarism, and you will get a 0 on the assignment. I don't want you to have to go through that. So take the time, cite where you need to cite. And if you're having problems with that, again, ask me. I will help you. I hope that this has given you guys everything you need to feel really confident in writing my midterm and maybe even help you with your other midterms if you have other papers to do. I wish you guys the best of luck. Keep in touch with me if you need anything. I will look forward to reading these next weekend.